Hello everyone, Rokimakushi here, and welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Colosseum. In the last episode, we started our adventure, found ourselves a friend named Misty, and we also captured a Shadow Makuhita. In this episode, we'll be continuing our adventure and taking on one of the three who have one of the three Johto starters. Quailava, Crocona, and Bayleaf. So, we're going to be going after this green guy who has Bayleaf. Sorry to break it to you, but I'm not allowed to let you pass. Or do you have this idea that you can take me on a battle? I do have this idea that I can take you on a battle. Let's go! You're gonna beat me? Please. Alright, well. Mystery Troop Viriday. Starts off with Bayleaf and Grimer. So I did kind of spoil it last episode where this will be a Shadow Bayleaf, but honestly, Colosseum has been out for a long time. I don't really see too much of a reason to spoil stuff that will be happening very soon. But one thing that I will be saying is Bayleaf is going to be the first addition, or the second addition actually, to my team. Bayleaf is going to be a nice focus on being able to play well in double battles for me, as it is a very good supportive Pokemon. Especially for Colosseum and its limited options. Having access to Synthesis already, being able to heal itself, Bayleaf is a really good support Pokemon. As for the other two though, I will be going over... Let us go over them in order, actually, from Grass, Water, Fire. Grass, Water, Fire. So actually, we're going to be going over Bayleaf first. Bayleaf is a very good jack-of-all-trades Pokemon, but it is mostly a support Pokemon. It has very good stats all around, being able to take hits on both sides, while also being able to deal some alrightish damage. It doesn't have the best stats whenever it evolves into a Meganium, but it's overall pretty good Pokemon. Also, there is Synchronize actually going into effect, so now the Bayleaf will actually be easier for me to capture, which is going to be very helpful. Torment. Onto Espeon. Alright, well, no, let us finish off this point. And let us... Confusion will not take out Bayleaf. Bayleaf is quite bulky. Quite bulky indeed. Torment onto Espeon again, he already did that. Shadow Rush, that was one thing that I did not go into detail of, is the Shadow move Shadow Rush. It is... I do not remember the base power of it, but it is a move that deals recoil damage, and is actually a pretty scary move in situations where you're trying to catch Pokemon because of the recoil damage. But with Bayleaf getting nice and low, we are going to use Taunt on the Bayleaf, and we're going to attempt to catch it in the Great Ball. Zero through a Snack Ball. And Bayleaf was captured. Our second member of the team. Nice. Mysterious Troop Viriday has been defeated. And we got 900 Poké Dollars. Nice. What was that strange Pokemon? Pokemon turn into fighting machines by closing the door to their hearts. With technology. Huh. Yeah, they're probably headed for Pirate Town because that's where Mayor B said that he was headed. But first off, let's go back and heal. So Bayleaf overall is a really good supportive Pokemon, one that I sadly cannot actually recommend Bayleaf in competitive play, but for Colosseum's sake, it is actually pretty good. As for Crocodile, or no, yeah, Crocodile. Crocodile's next in line. Crocodile is a really good jack-of-all-trades mon, who can actually deal damage, take some hits pretty well, and is a pure water type. Water type being a fantastic type, both offensively and defensively. As for Bayleaf here with stat-wise, very good overall. I'm gonna say that is actually a minus attack nature onto Bayleaf. I want to say this Bayleaf is timid. I actually want to say I think this Bayleaf is timid nature, which is plus speed minus attack. I actually think that's what this Bayleaf is. Just looking at it, I might be wrong, but I don't know. Anyway, so going back onto Crocodile, Crocodile and its evolution for Alligator are very, very scary mons, dealing out really good damage overall, and are very strong Pokemon. Ones that I can highly recommend throughout the run of Colosseum, as it has access to the move Surf. Surf being a move that hits both Pokemon in the double battle. In Gen 4 it was changed to where it will also hit your allies in a double battle as well, which can either be a blessing or a curse depending on the Pokemon. Overall though, in the competitive play, Alligator is very good with Sheer Force, Life Orb, Dragon Dance, with access to moves like Waterfall, Crunch, Ice Punch. Can also use Aqua Jet as well pretty well too, if you want to go for a Sword Stance variant. Overall though, Alligator is pretty good. It's done pretty well throughout the years, and has a pretty nice design too. As for the next Pokemon, Quailava into Typhlosion, it is probably the best choice that you can have throughout this adventure, as there are a lot of Pokemon who can also support it as well. Being able to launch off very nice stab fire type attacks with its 109 special attack stat and 100 speed, it will be able to outspeed a lot of common threats. So here we are in Pyrite Town. As for Typhlosion in the current metagame, Typhlosion has kind of been outclassed by a lot, and by a lot I mean a lot. The only kind of Typhlosion sets that you see right now are just really Scarf Eruption sets, which unfortunately are not that good. Anyway, here we are at... It was here in this square. Misty? That's a circle. Just saying, that's a circle. Alright, but, so, each of these trainers here have a Shadow Pokemon of their own. So we're going to be going into even more detail, but hopefully during these fights we can blow the door to Bayleaf's heart, gauge it even more, and give it some nice experience. Now one thing I will quickly point out is Shadow Pokemon cannot actually get experience, but whenever they are no longer Shadow Pokemon, all the experience that they got in the fights that they took part in will immediately go into them upon returning back to normal. So, if you're thinking like, well, they're not getting any experience, they are. It's just being all bunched up. However, none of these trainers are going to be having Pokemon that I will be using on my team, but I still will be catching them all. So, let us start with... let's start with this guy. This is Dual Square. This is a circle? Just saying? Oh yeah, let's fight. And he's starting off with Noctile and Ladybug. Not bad, not bad. Ladybug, sadly, is not all that good. Noctile's pretty decent, though. Speaking of Noctile, here's a Shadow Pokemon. Noctile is outclassed. Unfortunately, Noctile is not that good. It's a lot of the roles that I can see it filling can be fulfilled by other Pokemon and can do it better. Unfortunately, I hate to say it. I mean, if you want to use Noctile, go right ahead. It's got a good move pool. It's got a good supportive move pool, but honestly, like, there are Pokemon that can just do its job better. I do like Noctile though, it is a very nice special wall. I have used a Noctile in the past previously. I use it as a nice special wall. It does pretty good. As for Noctile on a competitive standpoint, it is mostly just a supportive special wall. I'll go into that in a moment. It is mostly just a supportive special wall. It's not the best, it's not the worst at what it does. As for it in Colosseum, like I said, there are mons that just do its job better at supporting. As for what just happened to Bayleaf, this is called Hyper Mode. In Hyper Mode, sometimes Bayleaf will not do what I tell it to do, but to make up for it, it has... I think it's only Shadow Rush has a high critical hit rate, which, I mean, is not too bad. However, if you do not like Hyper Mode, there is the call command where if you call Bayleaf, Zero calls Bayleaf, Bayleaf has come to its senses and drops its heart gauge, and it actually dropped its heart gauge by a lot. Now, here's one thing that Noctile does have that is actually pretty good, is Hypnosis. Hypnosis is actually a really good move, just being able to put someone to sleep. One thing that Noctile does have over some other mons is its speed. Noctile is actually not the slowest mon in the world, and we'll show off the other use of call. Zero calls Umbreon, and Umbreon wakes up. Hypnosis, onto Umbreon again. My goodness, AI. My goodness. Oh well. Bayleaf gets hit with a little bit of recoil. The AI in this game. It cheats all the damn time. Let me call Umbreon again, and let us work on lowering down that window with Bayleaf. Reflect, it was still in effect, so it will not be stacked again. Bayleaf dealing a little bit over half, not bad. Taking recoil though. Water Gun, that will not do basically anything to either of my mons. Yeah, it did! Actually, no, that's about what I expected it would do to Umbreon. Foe's Reflect wore off, nice, nice. And the Foe's Safeguard wore off too. Double nice. So we're going to bite the Noctile again, and... oh, Noctile! That is another move that Noctile has, is Fly. And that Fly is probably actually being targeted at Bayleaf. Umbreon almost gets a level. So we're going to go for a capture on that Noctile. Noctile does have a pretty high catch rate. Or low catch rate, I mean. Actually, I don't remember catch rates all too much. However, I'm going to swap out Bayleaf for Espeon. I don't really pay too much attention to catch rates and all that stuff. I'm mostly just a competitive battler where I breed all my mons. Ah, Noctile was not caught though. However, we are going to swap out Bayleaf for Espeon. I want Bayleaf to stay alive. And with Espeon, I can at least put up a Reflect. Oh, that was after Umbreon. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Let us throw another Great Ball, and let us set up a Reflect. So a lot of Colosseum is just going to be a little bit of beating around, just like wasting turns trying to catch a Pokemon, which is why I'm going for more of a bulky team in this Let's Play, and I'm going for more of supportive mons. You don't have to do this; you could go all out. Hypnosis onto Umbreon again. I am not going to worry about that Hypnosis, as I'm actually just going to throw a normal Pokeball, and I'm going to try and lower down Noctile a little bit with Espeon's Confusion. Noctile having good special defense shouldn't take too much damage from this. 1. Unfortunate. Confusion. That was a critical hit. And it became confused. And it flew up high. Alright, well. Let's wake up Umbreon, and let's throw a Great Ball on Espeon's turn now that the Noctile is lowered down even more. Let's hope that this one catches. 1, 2, 3. Aw, man! Let's call Umbreon awake. Hit yourself. Hey! And that cancels Noctile's Fly. And then we'll just call on Espeon's turn since Reflect is still in effect. Throw another Great Ball, let's hope this one works. Last one almost worked. There we go, Noctile was caught. I am saying you lost, kid. Naturally, no, you're... well, I don't know what's his age and all the other trainers. I'm sorry, Zero's age. It becomes more likely to critical hit. This town is most likely hiding a big secret, so we are going to run up here and heal. This is where the Colosseum in Pyrite Town actually is. But we are going to focus on catching the Shadow Pokemon first. So let's heal our Pokemon right here. And let's take a look at Noctile. 103 health, not bad. Good stats all around. As you can see, it does focus a lot on special defense, not as much as Umbreon though. But it does have Insomnia, which prevents sleep. Not bad at all, not bad at all indeed. Overall though, Noctile, again, overshadowed by a lot. And let us go and capture the next Mon. Let's go with... Let's go with you next. Let's battle 2 riders. Rider Vaint. Alright. Mischievous and Zigzagoon. Quite interesting indeed. And we see a Shadow Pokemon, Mischievous. Mischievous is interesting, I'll say. Mischievous, I'm going to say, has a little bit of wasted potential, or unrealized potential, I'll say. Mischievous, since this is not Generation 4, does not have its evolution into Miss Magnus. Which honestly lowers it down a little bit for me. Mischievous overall, it is the only ghost type in Pokemon Colosseum. So if you want it for that, it is honestly still not all that good, I'll say. But one thing that Mischievous does have is alright bulk for being a, at this point, single stage evolution. But like I'm saying, it's not really the best. It doesn't have that good of defenses. Like, it's better, it has better defenses than some other Pokemon, but it's just kind of wasted. I mean, it is the only ghost type, as I said, but like, it's not the best, honestly. You can do better. Aw, man. Anyway, going into Misdreavus, going into Miss Magius on a competitive standpoint, Miss Magius does a lot of good, has a really nice special attack, set up quite well with Nasty Plot. Got good speed, got good special attack, is overall a pretty good Pokemon, and one that I have seen used a little bit, but not too much. Skitty Flinch, nice. So I'm going to attempt to finish off Skitty with Umbreon, and I'm going to attempt to catch Misdreavus this time. I've never been the biggest fan of Misdreavus. It does have a nice design though, and does have pretty solid animations in this game. And first Great Ball, nice. Of course, Umbreon. Another Tickle. I know Umbreon is cute and all, but why do you have to tickle my Umbreon? Bailey snapped out of confusion. Beautiful. Did not kill the Skitty though. Takes a little bit more recoil damage. And Umbreon hits himself in confusing again. Who are you tackling? You're tackling Umbreon, who at -2 defense still took that stab tackle pretty well. I mean, tackle is pretty bad. Tackle is a bad move though, but I mean, meh. Bailey finishing off Skitty. And another Shadow Pokemon has been caught. I did know that. So if we look at Misdreavus here, as we can see, it's got, like I said, good special attack, good special defense, pretty good speed. Not too good on the attack and defense part. But it does have Levitate for its ability, which makes it immune to ground type moves. So I mean, overall, like, you can't really go too wrong, especially if you want to do an Earthquake combo with Misdreavus not being able to be hit by the Earthquake. It does have a spell tag, which does power up ghost type moves, but overall, I am not going to use a Misdreavus myself. Not the biggest fan of Misdreavus. If you want to use it yourself, go right ahead. But just remember, it does not have Miss Magius as its evolution in this game. That won't happen until the next generation. So we're going to go after one more trainer on the dual circle. I guess I see why they call it dual square. It rolls off the tongue better. We're going to go after one more trainer though. And we're going to go after... let's see, if we've got 4 people left, we'll go after this one. This person starts with a Skiploom and an Oddish. As I start with Umbreon and Bailey. And we see that we are fighting a Shadow Skiploom. Skiploom in this game is a support. There are monsters that do the support better, but if you did pick up the... Hold on. If you did pick up the Quailava, then that will be very good for you. Sorry, for some reason I thought that once one gets lowered, I don't know, I didn't even notice this instance. Anyway, so if you did pick up that Quailava, Skiploom is a very good choice for you because it has Chlorophyll for the ability, which doubles your speed when in sunlight. very good ability, very handy, and overall turns Skiploom and as its evolution Jumpluff into a very nice special sweeper actually. Oh, so you just put both of my Pokemon to sleep. How dare you? Let me call them both and then see if she sleep powders again. Let's see. Shadow Rush, alright. So, with Colosseum's limited options, I can recommend Skiploom. I would not normally recommend it, but with the limited options of Colosseum, it's not actually too bad. I do like it. It does pretty good damage once it has evolved, and with a Chlorophyll Sunny Day being able to launch off solar beams very well, I can recommend it in that way, to where it is actually really good in doubles, just not all that good in singles. Speaking of doubles, Jumpluff is very good in doubles, having a lot of speed and a very, very wonderful support move pool, working perfectly in doubles. With 110 speed, you'll be able to get off a lot of your support moves like Encore, Tailwind, Follow Me. Although Follow Me has priority, but with 110 speed, like, you'll be able to lock an opponent into a move that they didn't want to use. And overall, I find is actually really good in doubles. So we are going to go for the capture onto Skiploom. And we're going to try and finish off the Oddish. Skiploom in singles, though, is honestly not all that good. What you really got is just something that can stall with Sub, Leech Seed, Synthesis, and Sleep Powder. You can swap Synthesis for Mega Drain, but like, you really just have something that just stalls. It can do that quite well with its 110 speed though, but like, it's not something that I would use personally. Do not get me wrong though, like, if you want to use it, go right ahead. It does have a pretty decent-ish type of Grass Flying. It does have a lot of weaknesses though, and a quad weakness to Ice, so be careful there. Anyway, let me try and... well, let me Synthesis with Bayleaf. And we have captured Skiploom, nice! Skiploom has been sent to the PC storage. And Dustox is her next Pokemon. Having recovery moves is honestly not the most useful thing in Colosseum, but just because you have items, but honestly I like having recovery moves. Unless it's recovery moves like Leech Seed, then those are really good just because you can pop a Leech Seed on your opponent and just slowly steal the health. There's nothing too wrong with having Synthesis, it does heal half of your health. Yay, Hyper Mode again. Gust. Gust, I believe, hits both opponents. Oh no, it only hits one. Why didn't you use it on Bayleaf then? Oh well. Some Pretty good damage coming from Umbreon. Not bad, not bad. There we go. That still didn't really do much to Beyblade though, because Gust is a weak move, and Dustox does not have stab for it. Shadow Rush does not finish it off, but the Umbreon will. Good experience for Umbreon, and some experience being left on hold for Bayleaf. So, as I run back to heal, I'll be ending it off here. Next time on Let's Play Pokemon Colosseum, we'll be finishing off the Battle Circle and catching the rest of the Shadow Pokemon and seeing what else there is to do around here in Pyrite. But first off, let's take a quick look at Skiploom in the PC. So there's a PC boss right over here, plus I also do need to save. So let's take a quick look at Skiploom here. Pretty good stats all around, as you can see. Higher attack than special attack, though. I think this Skiploom has an up attack feature. I don't remember Skiploom's stats off the top of my head, but it does have Chlorophyll, upping that speed in Sunshine. Anyway, so next time on Let's Play Pokemon Colosseum, we'll be continuing off catching more Shadow Pokemon. See you guys then!